Well, hi, everyone. Welcome in. You're watching Weather Unfiltered on a Friday evening. I'm Mike Bettis.
And I'm Felicia Combs. And as is the case in spring, we've got a lot on the weather board to talk about, but Hawaii is leading the board right now.
Yeah, the 50th state. If you look at us right here, you see there's a ton of rain that's happening for us right now. And it's all connected, by the way, eventually getting up into the Pacific Northwest as well.
That's right. We call it a Kona low. That's what the setup is called, and it's causing big problems. And of course, as we know, what happens in Hawaii, not staying in Hawaii, you can see that moisture arm stretching all the way up into the Pacific Northwest. The concern with atmospheric river conditions continuing.
The unfortunate thing about what's going on for us right now in Hawaii is that a lot of us are dealing with really life-threatening conditions. We're going to take you there coming up in just a minute, but also we're dealing with some really intense weather stateside in the lower 48.
Yeah, temperature upper 80s right now. Now, I will say in Kansas City, you've got a boundary that's going to move through, and that's going to bring those temperatures down, and then we're going to watch those temperatures climb right back up. So Kansas City for today and tomorrow, we're talking to nines in front of those high temperatures, but by Sunday, much colder air building. Well, I'm going to say quote colder, because we wouldn't call a high of 68 cold, but it is going to feel colder compared to 94. Our average high in the upper 50s will be close to that on Monday, and then we climb things right back up. So if you're not quite ready for summer heat, soak up the temperatures that we have on Monday. Let's put this into perspective, though. So for a place like Kansas City, when we were talking about the 94 degrees that we're expecting tomorrow, now again, I'll remind you, that's 94 in the shade, not 94 in the sunshine. In the sunshine, it's going to feel and be even hotter. That is more like mid-August. We're in the depths of summer when you're talking about mid-90s here. OKC, upper 90s. That's like early August. Dallas, early July. So when you're like, oh, it feels like July or August out here, you're not just exaggerating. That is factual, that these are the type of temperatures that we would typically be seeing then. Records will likely fall. Historic heat for tomorrow all across this region. All the dots that you see on the map are potential records, but we could be breaking some really old records. I mean, 1960, 1907 in Amarillo, in Oklahoma City, in Dodge City. So records that have been around for more than, 100 years there in the 1907 case could fall tomorrow, and it does look likely. That forecast is going to knock them out of the park. And with that comes the heat risk. So this is not just about the weather. When you look at this heat risk map, this is a map that's put out by the National Weather Service in coordination with the CDC, or the Centers for Disease Control. And it basically takes into account not only the weather, but other environmental factors like how anomalous is this heat? Do people here typically have AC and things like that? So where you see the orange, that's moderate heat risk for tomorrow, and that means you need to pay attention to that. If you have outdoor activities on Sunday, maybe the kids have some sports games, or you're planning on doing something, just know you want to make sure you're finding some way to cool yourself off. Sunday does not change much. You see the area changing, though, with that chance for record high temperatures. I mean, Abilene, 96. Again, that would really break that old record of 92. We're not just slightly breaking records. We are knocking them out of the park. And for a place like Oklahoma City, look at this. This is just showing you how hot it's been pretty much all March. All of the red squares that you see on this calendar are above or well above average temperatures that we've had throughout the month of March. And as you can see, March has been a hot month there in OKC. But it's not just there, it's across the plains, and that has helped to dry things out. The vegetation is very dry, and that is lending itself to big fire problems. We've got red flag warnings and fire weather watches up across this region today into tomorrow and Sunday. It's low relative humidities, it's gusty winds coming along with this next boundary that's moving in, and the fact that it's been so hot and things have really dried out and we haven't had a ton of rain. So tomorrow and into Sunday, we are looking at different areas with elevated and critical potential for fire, and the heat just keeps rolling, Mike. We are looking at the potential for many more records falling before all is said and done by the time we get to the end of this weekend.
Look how far that heat pushes, right into the upper Midwest.
So we have alerts up for all of the Hawaiian Island chain, but we have also seen a flash flood emergency for portions of Oahu, which should tell you just how dangerous things are. Some of the rainfall totals that we've seen for Oahu so far in the past 12 hours, up over a foot in Ka'ala. And when you're talking about these types of totals in the type of topography that you have in Hawaii, that's quite often lending to all of that water rushing down into the same low-lying places and really exacerbating those flooding concerns. So what you see highlighted here will be Oahu with our flash flood emergency and our flash flood warning. And what you also notice is that rain is not done falling yet. In fact, we're still in the thick of it. This Kona low, or these Kona winds, these conditions bringing in these rounds of rain, and it's not letting up. So conditions are likely going to worsen in the coming days before getting better. The flash flood emergency here until 2 p.m. local time. That is catastrophic threat level for the entire north side of the island here. The concern, of course, is that officials want people to stay safe. They want you to, stay put unless you are in immediate danger. And then if that is the case, you want to make sure you're getting to higher ground as soon as possible. Again, that flash flood emergency for the entire north side of the island of Oahu here. We've got a flash flood warning that is encompassing the area here that would be downstream of the dam there. That is going to be until 1:15 local time, and you can see that it is observed. Now we're going to talk to some officials, get the latest on what is going on with that dam. But I know everyone, if you live here, you're following it very closely. You know this is a serious situation. Whenever you have this set up, it becomes dangerous really quickly. And of course, we've been talking about the flooding and the very active weather that's been going on across the Hawaiian island chain for a while now, for over a week. Oahu now, though, in the crosshairs of the worst of the weather. We also have a flash flood warning, including Honolulu there, Pearl City as well, included in that till 1 p.m. local time, and more rain still expected to come here across Oahu, over into Maui, and then down into the Big Island as well. That potential for 3 to 5 inches wherever you saw that yellow. In Honolulu, more rain expected tomorrow and Sunday before things finally begin to dry out. So, if you are there, if you're being impacted by this flooding already, get ready, and of course follow those the information from your local officials. Mike, I think it's so important right now because of course there's a lot of people who live there, but a lot of people visiting who might not know if they're necessarily in danger where they are, like if you're in a vacation rental or something like that. For sure. And so it's vitally important to pay attention here. And it's such a lush, beautiful part, of our country. There's really not much of a break here. I have a specific title that I give weather like this, Mike. It is job security weather. When you're looking at weather and it is like way hotter or way colder than you would expect, and it's up and down and it's up and down, this is the type of weather that makes people be like, what is going on with the weather? I probably need to watch and see what's going on, and hence job security weather. All right, Rapid City, South Dakota, your average high this time of year should be lower 50s. Saturday, we are 86 degrees for our high. We're talking about nearly 40 degrees above average. Bottom drops out, and then we're back a little closer to average, and then we stair step it back up, and then we're back down. So you're all over the place in Rapid City over the next couple days. I don't know what to tell you about your closet. Just be ready. Have the jacket ready. Have the shorts and the tank top ready. Kansas City, same thing for you. Your average high should be in the upper 50s. 94. That's too much. That is like middle of summer type of heat there in Kansas City. Front moves through and really knocks those temperatures down in Kansas City. Goes down, climbs back up. Take a look at this, Mike. In Wichita tomorrow, we're 96. In Houston, we're 87. I mean, is it July? It's bonkers. It's just totally nuts, isn't it? Just does not seem to make any sense. All right, from the northern plains to the southern plains, we're also getting extremely warm. Some locations say like that. Enjoy it while you have it, because if we're talking about the heat for everyone else, we've got to talk about it for you as well. This is average in New Orleans, lower 70s. Saturday and Sunday, we're talking more like the 80s, Monday into the 80s as well. So you're not getting the same extremes of heat as we're seeing in some other places, but you are still looking at above average temperatures. And we're tacking that on for many in the south to what has already been an above average March temperature wise. Look at Atlanta. All of the red that you see on the calendar here, that shows you days in March so far that have been at above or well above average, and Atlanta has spent much of the month of March above average. The average high this time of year should be in the upper 60s. If you're planning on heading to the Beltline this weekend, just remember, don't stop in the middle of the path that's asking to get ran over by a scooter. Time or so on Sunday night. So just heads up on what's coming for us this weekend, Felicia. A brief chance here for severe weather to come back in. People are like, so are we really in spring yet, or is it going to get cold again? We're sort of, maybe not like snow cold for everyone, but it is going to cool back down with that system that Mike was just talking about. So you talk about our ridge. We've talked about our ridge a lot, right? And the active weather that's been rolling around the ridge and staying along the northern tier. But as that cold front moves through, it is really going to drop those temperatures. You can see places like St. Louis, we're going from 80s to more like 50s, Nashville, 60s for you. And it's also going to bring some showers, some clouds, some thunderstorms with it. It's not going to be, you know, this huge severe cool down or cold down as we've seen in recent weeks, but it is going to knock those temperatures back closer to average, and it's not going to be as stifling hot. It's not going to be as summery as you might expect, considering what we've already seen temperature-wise, right, or what we'll see in the coming days. In Cincinnati tomorrow, mid-70s. I know you guys in the Ohio Valley are so ready for some nice warm weather. It has been such a brutal winter across this region that it's like, yes, please. A high with a 7 in front of it, we will take it. Monday, we knock it back down. At least it's not like below freezing, but it is certainly going to be colder. So here's what it looks like Sunday, 15 to 30 degrees above average, and we erode that away, build in some cooler air for the Ohio River Valley up into the northeast as we head into Monday, and then you'll notice that fills in along the eastern seaboard.